right, and here at the 12 o'clock position on Atlantis Spaceship, we have our green Terran, or that does say Terran. I'm sorry, that is a Protoss player. There we go, green Protoss player from ESC, and their last hope in this best of 9, it is Monchi. And his opponent over at the 8 o'clock position.
The way you said that.
Monchi. From Dignitas, our red Protoss player, winner of the last game. It is BlinG, and we talked about this as an interesting map for PvP. A couple of reasons. One, walk distance is enormously long. As you can see, it is basically the biggest two-player map in existence.
In the world. It's
yes.
true.
And
it's very large.
Now, normally you'd be like, well, you know, PvP... You can warp in units everywhere. The walk distance doesn't matter just as much. Well, it kind of does here because this isn't the world's best 4-gate map, as you can see, or even 3-gate BlinG Stalker. There's not a lot of cliff line to abuse, just that's sitting there. But this entire area is without range. Or can you actually? I actually take that back a little bit. You can blink right there. So
you can, yes.
So you can do some sort of a backdoor attack, but. You know, otherwise, if this is holding to what PvP has become recently, and we see expand builds, we see Robo, it's a long walk distance.
Now, mercifully, PvP isn't just 4-gate versus 4-gate anymore, and it hasn't been for a while. It's been kind of great. We're kind of in, you know, like I mentioned last game, another age of experimentation for these players, and we're seeing a lot of expand builds in PvP lately. A lot of 2-gate expand, a lot of 2-gate Robo expand.
Yeah.
Phoenixes have made, to a certain extent, a little bit of a comeback as well. So you just see a lot of variety right now in PvP, which makes it a fun match to watch and kind of enjoy.
And we'll see what both these players have to offer now. Real question will be, how much Chrono Boost are they saving up? Of course. How many probes do they go up to? As we can see, BlinG has actually kept an extra Chrono Boost already as he's going up to that Cybernetics core. And how many probes is he sitting on at the moment? Not too many. I didn't know if he was expending, let's see, his opponent. How is his... So much more Chrono Boost saved up for BlinG, but yet he's on basically equal workers with his opponent. That's kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So now we're going to take a look just at, you know, what the Chrono Boost is that's saved up for each players. If they decide to put 3 in each gas, or some builds where you put 2 in each gas.
Yeah.
It's got a little things here and there to take a look at in PvP.
Well, Monchi. I have to say it that way each time now. Doesn't have a ton of Chrono Boost saved up. In fact, he expended the only active one that he had on the Cybernetics core to start his Warp Gate technology. BlinG, on the other hand, did have quite a bit more decided to Chrono Boost out of Stalker at the same time that he makes his Warp Gate technology. So did set him about half a worker behind, but that was about all. Once again, though, because of that extra Chrono Boost being used for Monchi, should have been able to be at least 1 worker up, but just wasn't the case. So kind of weird.
Pretty much. All right, so piling in the back, that could be something interesting here in the future. And, of course, watch for the panda face on the mini-map. Once you see it, you will never be able to unsee it.
Some eyes, a nose, some ears.
Yep. A little bit of a mouth.
I think Reddit had a different kind of bear there.
And a third eye that sees all in the middle.
This is not the GSL version. This is a different version, an earlier version we were using. We may end up adopting the GSL version here pretty quick, but our version does have a second Selnaga tower towards the top. The GSL version does not. Stargate. Yep, coming out of Monchi.
All right.
BlinG, on the other hand, going over to a Robo.
You know, 4-gate Stargate is like all the rage right now in PvP as well. It's like one of the biggest, one of the big one-base builds that people are doing, aside from expanding. You can still Phoenix expand, but people like to just get some Phoenixes out and just kind of try to overpower with gateways and then lift all the important units.
And BlinG adding on his second gateway now. Let's see if he goes up 3. Twilight Council, BlinG sort of play, or if he is just going to... rely on something else. His opponent, though, is starting to add on those Phoenixes, sitting on 2 gates and a Stargate for now. It's quite a resource sink.
Yep, that's right. Adding on a 3rd gateway as well. So no sign of expand anytime soon from Monchi. So we'll have to see if BlinG decides to match that gateway for gateway. Oh, man, a probe gets in actually for Monchi and sees everything, too. That's, well, it's not a huge deal, but it's certainly not something you want to happen at this point in the game. You want to at least keep a little bit of secrecy going here.
Yeah, definitely. But, you know, BlinG starting that Immortal production for now. He's going to get a pretty good scout on his opponent here in just a second. Let's actually take a look at what he's seen. Really nothing since his initial scouting probe. And BlinG, yeah, actually going to go for, well, I mean, this could turn into some sort of weird Warp Prism play, but more than likely, it's going to be it's an Expanse coming out of him, but more than likely, one base Colossus.
Yep, Phoenix Expanse, right? Second Immortal, so it will be Warp Prism play for BlinG. He's going to be doing that Warp Prism drop.
Wait, and he just canceled it.
Oh, okay, yeah, I was going to say.
And the Robo Bay. Okay, he was just leading on the probe.
He saw a Phoenix, I'm sure that's why. Because he's like, oh man, I don't want to be flying Immortals around in Warp Prisms if there are Phoenixes out. So good choice there. He's going to go for BlinG instead and expand. Oh no, he's not actually, but...
Yeah.
Oh.
So, damage being taken by those Phoenixes, and it looks like BlinG himself is going to expand for now. He sees the expand coming out of his opponent, who is putting down the Twilight Council, as you were mentioning before. So, one of the Phoenixes does go down. A few more trying to make their way in and pick off a couple of probes, but BlinG has already been restarting that production. 4 probes do go down to the loss of just 1 Phoenix so far.
Yeah, I mean, you're really seeing kind of how the Phoenix expand works here. Basically, you just sort of keep your opponent in their base. That's kind of the idea behind it. If you invest a lot in Phoenixes and an expansion, if someone moves out with like a strong one-base timing, you're going to usually have a little bit of trouble holding it off. But if you can harass them enough to keep them from coming to your side of the map, that can go quite well. And this is actually a great idea by Mochi on this map. I mean, this is a way that he can harass on a map that's very hard to harass on because of the long rush distances. So I like this opening by Monchi. We'll just have to see if he dies to this attack from BlinG.
Well, he's cut his Phoenix production for quite a while now, just waiting to get out some charge lots here in just a bit. So Phoenix is a little bit out of position, but it looks like they are going to make their way back now. A few more units warping in for Monchi as well, but it doesn't have too many Zealots to take advantage of that charge, and that is a 400 resource sink.
Yep, exactly. Look at this. BlinG trying to intercept the Phoenixes, and he almost gets one. He gets it low enough health that it will die very quickly when the attack actually comes. So things looking a bit tense right now for our Protoss player from ESC. Here comes BlinG.
Yeah, he's going to roll his way up right now. 3 more gateways, 4 more gateways coming up for Monchi, but he's not going to be able to bring in that many more units. Finally, the Phoenix is on top. One of them goes down. Actually, the hurt one very, very quickly. The other 2 have lost their shields now, and BlinG just kind of pressuring his way through the force fields, and he will be able to take out this Nexus at the very least.
Yep, Mochi did a good job of picking up the sentry. There he goes, finishing up the last one. He wasn't able to pick up all 3, so another force field goes on the ramp, and GG!
Wow!
ESC.monchi